Hey guys, Dre here with another video for you, and this one is kind of more just of a general update on things, really. There's a lot of things that have happened in the last month or so that I kind of want to talk about, really, and just cover with a quick video, rather than make 6 different videos talking about them all at different points, spreading them out. I thought I'd just bring them all together in one big hub for an update video, and just keep you posted on how things are going, and just fill you in on all of that. First of all, in case you haven't seen it already, I am a commentator now. I am a commentator for the AOR iRacing Pro Mazda series that produced by Kraken. I commentate alongside Fake Ghost Pirate. You may know him as Justin from Box Gaming. Great honor to be able to do a series like that. It's a brilliant series. You may know the Kraken who produces it on Twitter, and Kraken is a great guy. You may have heard him on my podcast on multiple occasions as well. And being able to be part of the AOR family is pretty cool as a commentator. I know I've not been able to do every round so far. I think I'm only batting at 50% at the moment, because I've just been so busy with other things. But hopefully that'll stabilize itself from next round onwards, next week, which I think is round 7. I think it is 7 or 8. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I've been really enjoying it so far, and it's something different for me. It's a challenge for me to be able to commentate professionally as a color commentator. Is something I never thought I'd see myself doing. I've not done it even casually in like 2 years, because I did it for IGP back in the day, but never like full-time or anything like that, or even close to full-time. It's just more of a hobby than anything else, my god. But that's a thing. Also, you may have noticed, I am now a member of the Team VVV family. I am a part of their new community program. A huge honor for me to be a part of the Team VVV. They're a great set of folks who make the best racing, journalism content for racing games and simulators out there today. They do a brilliant job. I've been following them since before my video making days, and Alan Boyston is a great guy, and the fact I was scouted out for this program and being able to work with guys like Domestic Mango and Steve Benway is a huge honor, and I look forward to being able to build a real community around their site, be able to interact with them. There's going to be a forum for us soon, hopefully maybe even some side projects with them in the future. It's still a little bit of a work in progress. They're still reaching out to more people to be a part of it, but from going to following one of the best journalistic sites out there to being able to actually, be a part of it, it's a huge honor for me, and it's something that I'm very proud to be a part of. So please, if you haven't already, support my work over on Team VVV. If you haven't already, they're great guys, and you will see a lot of my content on there, maybe even some exclusives. I'll have to wait and see how that one rolls out in the end, but very excited to be a part of the Team VVV family as well. Update video-wise at the moment. Video-wise, I have to admit, I'm probably going to start leaning away from the Hamilton Challenge and, more pure gameplay-style videos and leaning more towards journalistic-style content. The reason why is because I'm pretty much going to stop pretending to myself like I'm some kind of elite Formula 1 player, because I'm not. I'm only slightly above average at this game compared to the average player. Don't get me wrong, I'm not terrible by any stretch, but of all the F1 community guys out there, I'm probably in the lower half of people that can play the game properly. And, my phone goes off in the background, that's not good. Essentially, my strength, personally, is Dre TV. I feel like I can talk about something in Formula 1 or MotoGP and wing it for 10-15 minutes at a canter. That is my biggest strength as a video maker, and that's me, more than likely, rather than the gameplay of what I'm producing. I think my best work comes from Dre TV, and I think building around that, is the way to go. So, Dre TV Season 3 is going to be starting in March, and I can't wait for it, because I'm going to be covering every Formula 1 race, every MotoGP race, and every Formula E race for the rest of the year. And hell, season 2 of Formula E will be starting later next year anyway. So I've already worked out that essentially there's going to be 20 Formula 1 races, there's going to be 18 MotoGP races, and there's going to be another 6 Formula E, if I have 5, Formula E races at least, depending on how the 2015 calendar shapes up. So essentially, you're going to be getting at least 44 episodes of Dre TV in Season 3, at least, and quite possibly a lot more, depending on how much news drops in between races. So you're going to be getting a lot more frequent Dre TV content for Series 3. It's going to be a long-term, full-running backbone of the channel, because that's where I believe I am strongest. I'm strongest as a journalist rather than a game player. I've just kind of realised that now over the last year or so. You know, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be completely going away. The Racing Game Chronicles will still be around. I still really enjoy going back and having that nostalgic feeling over many racing games like that one. And, Racing Game Chronicles I really enjoy, and I've still got enough games for at least another 6 or 7 episodes of that before having to think about digging elsewhere, so I wouldn't worry about that too much for the time being. So, yeah, those are going to be my 2 main series on the channel from here on in. Like, I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the Racing Game Chronicles and, enjoying the nostalgia a little bit as I play some older racing games that, are a little bit more obscure, like Split Second, like Blur, like Burnout 3, for example. And, maybe if I get to a certain position one day, I can start buying older consoles and maybe start reviewing other games that are even older, like maybe Gran Turismo 3 and 4. Things like that, stuff that's a little bit more obscure and stuff that, is hard to come across now in 2015. So, maybe that'll be a thing. Hopefully. So, I think there's a lot of untapped potential in that series that I haven't explored yet. So, here's hoping that'll be a long-running side part to the channel. I'm aiming for maybe 1 episode every 2 weeks. So, stick around on that as well. Obviously, F1 2015 will feature in my plans depending on when that comes out. Obviously, we don't know yet when that's going to be a thing. I don't know. Don't ask. My name's not Tiamat Marduk. I don't have insider knowledge or anything like that. I know there was a couple of leaks out the other day, but it didn't really say anything about a release date. The news was, largely positive in the sense of they're aiming for 60 frames per second and 1080p, which is good. That can only be a plus to the series, so, we'll have to obviously wait and see when more information comes through on that. Same for MotoGP 15. I don't know when that's coming out yet. Milestone are seemingly very busy with Ride, their new IP that's going to be on next-gen consoles as a proper tourist trophy-esque bike simulator, something that we've not had for a long, long time. So I'm interested to see what happens with it. I'm not all that enthusiastic about getting Ride because I don't think it looks that great, mind you. And you know what the annoying thing about Ride is? It's coming out and going head-to-head with Project Cars. Well, at least it was until the Project Cars delay came out last week, saying the game's been further delayed by another 2 weeks. So, Project Cars is now coming in April. I know people have asked me about Project Cars and if I'm going to do a Let's Play of it. The answer to that is probably. Like, I'd really, really like to get it on Xbox One and get an Xbox One so I can, have it in my bedroom and just play that all the time. Because for those that don't know, I have a PS4 in my house, but it's my brother's, and I don't like asking him to borrow his stuff all the time. My mum lent towards saying yes towards me getting an Xbox One, so I've got to kind of wait and see on that one more than anything else and see what happens. I'd love to be able to get one for sake of convenience. I've always been a Microsoft man. I've always lent towards the Xbox over the PS3, and same kind of applies here. But, I consider the Xbox One more of an investment than anything else at this point because there's a lot of games I need to catch up with. But Project Cars, if I can't get an Xbox One, I'll just buy the PS4 version, so it's not a big deal. So I probably could still be able to do something with it. But I'm very excited for Project Cars anyway, so I'm definitely feeling hyped up for possibly doing a Let's Play Zero to Hero style career. If you haven't seen the career mode trailer for Project Cars yet, I'd highly recommend you go out and find it, because it was very, very interesting, and I've definitely liked where it was going. I was very impressed with the amount of flexibility that it has, and there's definitely a lot of Let's Play potential behind a Project Cars LP, so stick around for that. Finally, I just want to talk about the possibility of joining Patreon, and I know people have suggested this about, Dre, can we donate to you? And, you guys have been unbelievably generous towards me and possibility of donations. I know already had Andre Bahofa donate split second towards the channel. I've already had guys supply content before, and this mic I'm talking to was donated by Tom Stanley, so I've had so much generosity towards me in the community over the last couple of months, and I'm very, very grateful for that, and thank you. The possibility of Patreon is something that's come up a couple of times now, and I'm putting this out as a feeler more than anything else. Like, you guys, I don't like asking for money. I never really have been, but let's just say I'm a student, I work 4 hours a week, my part-time job doesn't do shit, and I think there's a lot of potential to come out of this camp if I had a little bit more financial backing. Like, I'd love to be able to get an Elgato HP60 to be able to record an next-gen console properly. Like, the AV is nice, but it's a little bit clunky, and Elgato is the powerhouse name in the game recording community, so I'd like to go down that road. I'd like to be able to produce a better sounding podcast, maybe, as well, a proper place to host it, which, these things aren't cheap. Because at the moment I'm limited by WordPress, and they can only take 50 megabyte files, so the audio quality of the podcast is not as good as it could be. And I think, and when it comes down to it, I'd like to be able to do a bit more with that. So, obviously, please don't feel like you'd have to do it, but I'm just putting this out there as a feeler. If there was an option to be able to donate towards me and I could give back some perks, like, for example, maybe a Patreon-only hangout, some Patreon-only lobbies on F1 2014 to play against me and have it as featured content on the channel, maybe a possibility of being on the podcast, maybe a possibility of being in hangouts down the road or something like that, maybe as a dual commentary on your channel, you can have my services for the day, something like that. Maybe even a free t-shirt if you put in a certain amount. If you like the idea of those kind of perks, then let me know. I'd love to put a feeler out there and see what would happen. I'm not expecting a massive amount, because I'm not like a Spoonie, I'm not an Angry Joe, I'm not someone who works for Channel Awesome or that guy with the glasses who produces, big heavyweight content maybe 2 or 3 times a month or something like that. I'll be doing this per month rather than per video, because production-wise, I'm not on that kind of level as those guys, but just as an overall, nice bit of financial support and just a bit of a guaranteed income would be really nice. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And yeah, I think that covers just about everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys thought on everything. I know it's a lot to take a hold of and cover, but I just wanted to get it all out there in one video and see what stuck with you guys. And yeah, thank you very much for watching and supporting the channel, the channel, the blog, the podcast, everything. Thank you guys so much as always. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Until then, I've been Harrison101. Thank you very much for watching, and sayonara.